Check, check. Mr. Mayor, we're ready when you are.
Thank you. And I will call to order the Riverside City Council meeting for Monday, March 16, 2026 at 6 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Ms. Fry?
Here.
Mr. Gaby? Here. Mr. Maxfield?
Present.
Ms. Angel Patterson?
Here.
Ms. Frida Patterson?
Here.
Mayor Williams?
Here. No absent members. And Mr. Manager, any additions or corrections to the agenda as presented?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion from the Deputy Mayor and a second from Mr. Maxfield to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. If you're able, please join us to rise and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. They are so
Yeah, I'm like, we're looking at the wrong
Oh.
thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing necessarily, but we should have been looking that way. I'm like,
What else has changed?
Yeah, we'll have to double check from now on.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who noticed that.
No, I was too.
Zoinks.
I sat in front of that flag for 4 years.
Well, at this time, we do have a special guest who's really going to become more than a guest. And it is my privilege, along with the fellow members of council here, to welcome and administer the oath of office to Ms. Jessie Lytle as our next city manager, our interim city manager. So Jessie, if you would join me at the podium. All right, so here's how I cheat. I have one facing you, one facing me. Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jessie Lytle,
I, Jessie Lytle,
having been appointed as the interim city manager
having been appointed as the interim city manager
of the city of Riverside, Ohio,
of the city of Riverside, Ohio,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
I affirm that I will not
I affirm that I will not
be influenced by any
be influenced by any
consideration except that of merit and fitness
that of merit and fitness
in the appointment or discharge
in the appointment or discharge
of employees.
of employees.
I will not make
I will not make
or authorize
or authorize
the expenditure of
the expenditure of
public money
public money
other than for adequate consideration
adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the municipal corporation.
to the municipal corporation.
I solemnly affirm
I solemnly affirm
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Ohio,
and of the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
uphold and enforce
uphold and enforce
the provisions of the Charter
the provisions of the Charter
and ordinances of
and ordinances of
the city of Riverside, Ohio.
the city of Riverside, Ohio.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Who
much.
wrote this?
Look,
That
you
was-
have to make it official.
That was quite an oath.
You know,
Yes. And I'll sign both.
to cover all our bases.
I bet a lawyer wrote that, got paid by the word. Oh, Jim, there's your name right there. I'm actually going to put you on the spot and ask you to tell the community a few things about yourself while I have Jim's signature.
All right.
Jessie's going to introduce yourself a little bit to the community.
Good evening. My name's Jessie Lytle. I have been in local government my entire career. I went to Wright State University for my undergrad and my graduate degree. Upon leaving Wright State, I was hired by the city of Centerville I worked there. I worked for the city of Clayton. My longest tenure was at Washington Township as township administrator. I worked also as township administrator in Liberty Township. So I am now at a point in my career where I'm out and about helping lots of local governments. And so when Josh called, and we're sorry to see Josh head to Hilliard, I know, but we're happy for him. I said I would be happy to come, and met with Riverside Council, and here I am. So just a brief introduction, I assume is what you're looking for. So I'm looking forward to working with all of our elected officials, certainly the employees in Riverside and the community. So I will be here and happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Jesse, first I want to say congratulations. But I know you're shadowing under Josh right now currently. Your first official day as interim city manager is like official taking over the
It'll-
ranks, I should
It'll
say.
be April 6th. It'll be your next council meeting. So tonight is
Okay.
Josh's last council meeting, and so my first council meeting without Josh will be April 6th.
So until then, everybody contact that guy
That's right.
because he's in
He's-
charge.
he's-
He's in charge until then. So
Like a Lamprey, I don't let go.
and then
Remora.
basically
Hang on.
once April 6th start, that's when we'll kind of put that announcement out there of you kind of take over. Or you'll be the interim city manager until we find a replacement, and that information will go out. Correct.
Yes.
All right. Well, I would share the congratulations to Jesse. Thank you. It's been really nice working with you so far in this transition, and it's been very helpful for me, and I think for the other council members as well. So we're just very happy to have you aboard and very grateful.
Thank you.
And she will be helping us also to find our new permanent city manager.
Yes.
So,
All right. Welcome aboard, Jesse. We will move along to our meeting minutes from our last time together, March 2nd. Is there a motion to approve those as published?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Gaby and a second from Ms. Angel Patterson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. If there's any citizens with us tonight who wish to speak on an agenda or non-agenda item, there are slips in the back of this room that can be turned into the clerk at the front here if you'd like to speak during the portions of the agenda where we will have those comments. We'll move along to, I think there's 2 liquor licenses that we've had reviewed. Is that correct, Mr. Manager?
Correct. There are 2. Staff have no objections to either, so unless council would like to raise an objection, no action is required.
Okay. We'll move along to public comment for agenda items, and we have 2 slips turned in for that. The first is Mr. Dan Tevert of 15 Beatrice.
Dan Teford, 15 Beatrice Drive. Mine's on the ordinance 260880. It's on the chickens. Again, I'm opposed to having chickens in our neighborhood. Again, I think they're dirty, they stink, they're costly. I don't know if anybody's really checked into them. I've been to Rural King, a cage. I don't know how people think they're cost effective. A small cage for 6 chickens costs over $600. A bale of straw, which you have to keep straw on them, is a minimum of $8. The feed is $12 to $15 for a small bag. That is not, I don't know how anybody can afford to do that when everybody's saying that they can't afford a dozen eggs. It's just wrong for the city, wrong for the neighbors. You got 25,000 people in this city, and from what I've read and what I see, there's not over 200 people that are for the chickens. So if you guys are voting chickens in for the city of Riverside, you're voting on the wrong side. Thank you.
can I comment?
Sure. Yes.
Whenever the workshops have been done and the surveys have been done, out of those that actually participated in those, it was over 50% that are for chickens.
Well,
Well,
And-
we're not going to have, Frida, I apologize. We're not going to have a back and forth with the speaker, but if you'd like to add a comment after he's finished, then that's fine.
I thought he was finished, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And we do have strict regulation as to the chickens, and no, they're not cost efficient to get started. So my thoughts are that a lot of residents won't choose to go that route because of the cost and the proper upkeep that has to be done. So it's just my feeling that that actually limits how many would actually be getting the chickens. No, thank you.
Next, we have Jan Pitzer from 691 Wake Forest.
I am here also regarding ordinance 260880 regarding the chickens. I hope that, in case I go over your 3-minute limit, that someone will request that I am allowed to finish. My comments need to be heard by not only this council, but the citizens of Riverside. Going back to the survey and the workshop, which supposedly several thousand people responded to, but regarding the chicken question, 254 responded, 147 were for them, 107 were against. When 7 of you dictate how a population of over 24,000 need to live because you are forcing us to accept that whether it be immediate neighbors, a resident down the street, in the neighborhood, has chickens, that we have to deal with it. There are so many reasons not to bring this forward. The initial setup cost is expensive. And granted, there may be people that decide they don't want to do it, but just given the opportunity that they can do it, because 7 of you said they can, is wrong. Real estate will be affected because people don't own a home forever. Whatever the reason, people move for whatever the reason. If you're not able to sell your home because the person living in front of, behind, or on either side of you has chickens, that's a big deal. Currently, homes are selling in Riverside. I think anybody that is looking at a possibility of moving to Riverside and knowing that at any point in time they would have to be subjected to chickens is a real deterrent from bringing people here. The chickens, I just shake my head. We've been a city for over 30 years. I can tell you Ms. Frida Patterson has attempted.
I move to extend her time,
For a period of,
3 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
all right, we'll put 3 more minutes up.
Has attempted to bring chickens long before she was here on council. Chickens, it is recommended not to handle them. So the people wanting chickens, and we currently have chickens that nobody seems to address. We have rules and regulations, doesn't say who's going to enforce them. Who is going to determine property lines? Because according to what I've been told, the city doesn't determine property lines. Who's going to determine the adequate housing? Who's going to determine the runs? we have given up so much green space and wooded area in Riverside due to, quote, progress. Predators are now evading subdivisions. Not only day, evening in the darkness, but during the day. Predators for the chickens are raccoons, foxes, coyotes, hawks, owls, weasels, and snakes. It's not only if people are food insecurity, if you can't afford to buy a carton of eggs or legally processed chickens, then you can't afford to have chickens. It's not a hobby. It's not, it's not something that you can try to do for a month and determine it's not for you. What happens to those chickens? I hear that if your chickens are out, how are you going to determine whose chickens? You're registering the home, not banding the birds for identification. The diseases carried by chickens are Salmonella, Campylobacteria, which causes severe diarrhea, vomiting, fever, abdominal cramps, E. coli, avian influenza, bird flu, Cryptoportia, which is the spread through contact of chicken feces, histoplasmosis, a fungal infection, breathing in spores found in dry chicken droppings. Ocular histoplasmosis, which causes blindness. If this happens, whether it be property damage,
Thank you, Ms. Bitzer. We appreciate your comments.
no, you don't.
Next, we have Mr. Larry Copa, 5630 Marblehead. I hope I got the address correct.
Yes, you did. Again, the thing is with the chickens, we've been living in Riverside or the township for almost 40-plus years. So when we all voted to make it a city, it was, good things happened, and it's a lot of progress has been made for the city. And I respect for the progress that has been made. But the issue with the chickens is like, you've taken 2 big steps forward to make things good for the city of Riverside. Now you're going to step back 1 step. The concerns by Jan and the other gentleman with respect, those are all valid things, especially with the airborne diseases. The cost of a dozen eggs versus the investment to, raise chickens. The problem I see is with the schools. Okay, so now you have Seville, where the children are outside playing in the schoolyard, and you have the homes right adjacent to that schoolyard. And these kids are out there playing, they're prancing around, and then you got all these chickens, and it's just the potential of what could happen from what Jan explained so clearly. That is my concern for the kids. The other valid points with the property values and all of that, that's well to be taken. I don't see that really as a step forward for someone wanting to buy or sell a home in Riverside. But I would strongly encourage you to put this to a vote for the citizens, the 25,000 people of Riverside, before you make this a law tonight or enact it tonight. Please consider not the 400 or whatever the survey you did, but for the whole population of Riverside, to let those people decide. And if they vote for it, that's fine. But if the majority of the city of Riverside, the residents decline, that say, no, that's not sort of good because of all the reasons that Jan mentioned specifically, then I think that's the way the council should go. So again, before you vote on this tonight, please take into consideration of all the, I won't call them negatives, but they're not good things. And I just thank you for your time, and again, for the kids, the school kids, it's not to say that those people will get chickens, but the possibility if you open the door, that may very well happen and endanger the health of those kids. Thank you.
I have another statement. Many schools do 4-H programs, which includes the chickens. Also, my experience.
Hold on, I'm sorry, could we wait for the speaker to sit down, because we're not going to do it back and forth.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, you were saying, Frida?
Also, in my experience with the chickens and my grandchildren being around them and everything, there are possibilities of that, just like possibilities with having dogs, cats, any other animals, but they are slim, and there are the benefits of unprocessed chicken, unprocessed eggs that happen to be much healthier than what you go and you buy into a grocery store. There again, as somebody who's been around chickens the majority of my life, I've never seen or known of anyone that's effective negatively. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Joe Lemke of 1519 Brant Pike.
Thank you. I was a little late comer. I felt inclined. Joe Lemke, 1519 Brant Pike. I also will address that same issue with the chickens. Things that are not addressed. First of all, you have to have a certain amount of property. I happen to have 10 acres. You wouldn't know I have chickens because they're kept in the back, just as the regulations provide. You have a long laundry list of regulations that you have to follow in order to keep those. And if you don't, you get fined. When you ask to keep them, you have to apply. I did the same thing. You have to provide measurements. You have to provide how far it is from your property line. All of those things are spelled out. And again, you have to have more than 1.5 acres, which is quite a bit of property, in order to even request them. So I don't see this as a big issue. Let's address the coyotes. Coyotes are going to be around whether you have chickens or not, because I got them. Deer, what about deer? Deer carry disease. I have all kinds of stray cats. I have dogs that are howling in my neighborhood night and day. We don't address those. Well, dogs are family pets. Who's to say that just because it's expensive for chickens, trust me, I know it's expensive, but it's also therapeutic. It's something that keeps you busy. It's something to look after, something to clean up after, just like any other pet that you might have. So with that, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move along to the next part of our agenda, which is unfinished business, of which we have the second readings, public hearings, and potential adoptions for 2 ordinances. And I think we've spent a good amount of time talking about the subject as a whole. So, Mr. Manager, 260-880 and 260-881, one is the text of the Unified Development Ordinance, and one is the map.
Correct, and the only difference for this second reading is that the text in 880 was updated to incorporate the proposed backyard bird revisions that council discussed at the last meeting.
And that has been, we've had a chance to see that.
Correct, that went out in the packet, and then there are no changes to 881 to the zoning map since the last reading.
All right, do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Riverside City Charter allows for the reading of an ordinance to be done by title only unless a council member requests otherwise. Madam Clerk, would you please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 260-880, an ordinance to repeal and replace Part 11 of the codified ordinances of the City of Riverside, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
I will now open the public hearing for ordinance 26-0-880 at 6:25 PM. If anyone wishes to speak on this ordinance, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Zachary Joseph, 1380 Obie Street, Riverside, Ohio, 45432. I said right on my last council meeting that I was going to come and like talk about this or do something funny, but I'm not. I have my 3 minutes. How have y'all been? Good?
Don't we look good?
You
You've been doing great.
I know. I've been watching.
We've been doing great.
Welcome. Welcome. I hope you all have been well. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I just want to use my 3 minutes to say hi.
You used the whole 3 minutes for that?
No, I have 2 minutes. I had 2.5 minutes left. I have a presentation to give you, but it's not on this subject. So I'll go sit back down. Hi.
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
That was fun.
Janice Pitzer, 691 Wake Forest Road, and I will now finish what I had to say. We are proposing quail as well as chickens. Quail fly. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, chickens as well as quail are startled by sounds, meaning lawnmowers, people still going to mow their grass, the never-ending fireworks in Riverside, or how about kids playing, running, yelling, playing? It will cause stress to the birds, which in end result will be less production of these eggs that people are hoping for. Yes, we have dogs and cats, an excessive number of cats, and seems dogs get loose quite a bit here in Riverside. My question, which I hope someone will answer, is who is going to monitor this chicken coops, chickens? Who is going to address the adequate housing, the runs, making sure that they are well taken care of? I don't think we have anyone that is agricultural trained. I'd like to hear an answer. Back on June 6th of 2019 in the Planning Commission, 5 voted against it. It never made it to council. This time, because the UDO rewrite, it came to council first. From what I understand, and maybe Mr. Roush can comment, you're sending it back after tonight's vote to the Planning Commission for review and recommendations? Is that correct?
Just to repeat that back, your question is if council adopts the language as proposed with chickens, does it go to planning commission?
Mm-hmm.
No, it does not.
I think you have that in your explanation because you stated that after going to Planning Commission, that council has the final say. It's in writing.
Oh, I'm not aware of the writing that you're talking about, but at this point, it's council's prerogative to adopt the ordinance as presented.
It's
If
already come from
changes-
planning commission.
If changes are required after this, then they would originate, or a recommendation would have to come from planning commission.
So it's putting the cart before the horse.
Hello. My name is Tim Gosnell, for those who don't know me, 12 Beatrice Drive. Question on chickens. I know chickens has been a big thing, and it seems to get a lot of attention in Riverside. Is it an acre and a half? Is that real? Or I haven't seen the language. Is it smaller lots? If you have a 40 by 100 lot, can you have chickens on that? Or is it actually an acre and a half, as Mr. Lemke said? Or can you answer
The current language, the current code requires an acre and a half. The proposed code would not have that acreage requirement.
Okay, that's all I want to know is, because, I mean, I'm not a chicken person, so I'm not a fan of chickens. For a lot of reasons, the smell, they're not really clean animals and all that sort of thing, but I just want to know if I have a 40 by 100 lot that my house is on, I can have chickens in the new code. Is that correct? Or my, are you,
Provided that the other requirements inside the new code are met.
like,
There's,
you-
the maximum is 6, and then there is also qualifications as to the
Distance from
square,
property line.
the square
distance from-
footage per chicken,
Yes.
and all that, so,
There's deed requirements as well.
yes.
so the question is, if I have a no deed issue and I have a 40 by 100 lot, I can have 6 chickens if I meet the rest of the criteria? That's the question.
If you meet the requirements of our code, you're allowed to have what the code says you can have.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Dan Tiford, 15 Beatrice Drive. Addressing the thing about chickens, and Ms. Patterson brought up the thing, or started to, about 4-H, FFA. Those kids are taught how to handle chickens, what to expect of chickens, and they have supervisors who are trained how to handle chickens, what to do with chickens. The normal person don't go to Rural King or wherever and buy chickens. They are not trained. They don't have supervisors to train them how to handle chickens. That's where you're going to run into huge problems. And I think if you're going to pass this, somebody, City of Riverside, is going to have to set up some type of training or a program to get people trained and show them that, yeah, you're going to have to build a pen or buy a pen for these chickens and get it set up, because people aren't going to do what you think they're going to do. They're going to buy some chicken wire and put them in a coop and hope and pray that these chickens are going to lay eggs. Thank you.
If I'm correct, don't they also have to submit a drawing of the coop?
That's correct.
So there is a drawing they have to submit with the registration.
You have another, yes, Mr. Tiefer.
I've got 4 people with chickens within a stone's throw of my house. Has anybody submitted them?
Submitted them.
Yeah.
Registered?
People's
Is
got
that what you're
chickens all
asking?
over this town, and not a single one of them have been chastised or
To my knowledge, and I'm just
committed
saying,
any.
I know there's some in my neighborhood too, and to my knowledge, no one has ever, again, to my knowledge, I can't speak for
Yeah.
zoning.
Our zoning has never went to these houses and said, hey, you're not allowed to have
Have there
these
been
chickens.
complaints, though? Is
Well,
zoning?
yeah. I've
Okay, well,
called,
that's what I'm saying, because I know
I've called
my
on every one
neighbor,
of these people, and none of them's ever had anybody come to their house and say, hey, you're not allowed to have these chickens.
okay, I just know the ones that are in my neighborhood, nobody's called on them. That's
Yeah,
the
well.
reason. Like I said, I'm not code enforcement, so.
Yeah, well, I know, but.
Just one question. At the end of that ordinance, it says, "and declare an emergency." What does that mean? I have no clue.
I'll actually defer to the law director for this one, Jim, if you don't mind. Hang on just 1 second. There you go.
Yeah, you always want to keep me on mute.
I know.
Smart man.
Paid by the minute.
Right. What that means, sir, is that typically when an ordinance is adopted by council, assuming an ordinance passes, there's a 30-day waiting period under our charter before that ordinance becomes effective. When an ordinance is read as an emergency ordinance, there is no 30-day waiting period. It becomes immediately effective. Thank you.
All right. I will, I think now it's a good time to close the public hearing at 6:35 PM for ordinance 26-0-880. Discussion among members of council.
I
think anytime that you can allow people more personal use of their property, that is moving the city forward, not backwards. I said anytime you can allow people more personal use of their property, that is moving the city forward, not backwards.
Josh, do you have the map that we discussed at previous iterations?
The deed restriction map?
Yes.
Or the proposed zoning map?
The deed restriction map?
Yes.
I think this might give some folks in the audience a little bit of relief, because what we have written into the potential code rewrite is that any neighborhood at the time that the subdivision was platted and the deed registered with Montgomery County that had specific language prohibiting poultry, permits will not be issued for properties that are basically within that pink area that you see. And that was something that I was very adamant about, because I feel like, similar to Ms. Pitzer, when you buy a property in a neighborhood, whether people realize it or not, they're signing an agreement, a private agreement, be it, but a private agreement on the deed that tells you what you can expect by living out of that neighborhood and what other people can expect out of you. So there are a number of residential lots in our city where we will not issue poultry permits because we want to be mindful of those agreements when, and this map can be made available, when the neighborhoods were built, some of them well before our time as a city. Any other items of discussion?
I would just like to read a section from the ordinance. The City of Riverside shall deny a registration application if the registrant has not demonstrated compliance with all provisions of this section. A registration certificate to keep fowl may be suspended or revoked by the zoning official where there is a risk to public health or safety, where such activity creates conditions constituting a public nuisance as defined by any local ordinance or state statute, or for any violation of or failure to comply with any of the provisions of this section or with the provisions of any other applicable law. That is all.
Okay. Other questions? Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Frida Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Angel Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Fry?
Yes.
Mr. Gaby?
No.
Mr. Maxfield?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. And the next ordinance, which is our map, very similar, or basically the map is what the text outlines.
Correct. It's the geography of the text.
Not a whole lot. If we just pass the first one, there's not a whole lot to discuss with the second one. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Riverside City Charter allows for an ordinance to be read by title only unless the council member requests otherwise. Madam Clerk, could you please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 260-881, an ordinance to repeal and replace section 1107.03, official zoning map of the codified ordinances of the City of Riverside, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
I will now open the public hearing for ordinance 26-0-881 at 6:39 PM. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments at 3 minutes. Hearing no one and seeing no one come forward, I will close the public hearing at 6:39 PM. Is there any further discussion among members of council? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Frida Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Angel Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Fry?
Yes.
Mr. Gaby?
Yes.
Mr. Maxfield?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Moving along to resolutions, of which we have 4. And the first one, Mr. Manager, is for the Fisher Nightingale House.
Yes, for those who are not familiar, Fisher Nightingale is similar to Ronald McDonald House. They provide support to military families. Oftentimes, those families are seeking medical or other assistance. Council has customarily donated $250 to Fisher Nightingale in support of the Compassionate Care Heals Gala, which is an annual fundraiser that organization provides. This is largely due to the presence of military families in our community. So if adopted, this resolution would authorize that donation again this year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, Mr. Maxfield, and a second from Ms. Fry. All those in favor of Resolution 26-R-3087 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. And the next resolution, Mr. Manager.
This is our quarterly surplus items list. So the items listed on the exhibit are things that are basically at the end of their service life. We have a handful of items in fire, service, police, and administration.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from the Deputy Mayor and a second from Ms. Frida Patterson. All those in favor of Resolution 26-R-3088 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. The third resolution, Mr. Manager.
3089 is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a medic unit. I believe Chief Miller was here and briefed council on this at the last meeting. This is also in our existing budget for this year. This just authorizes the purchase.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Ms. Frida Patterson and a second from Mr. Maxfield. All those in favor of Resolution 26-R-3089 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. And the final resolution, Mr. Manager.
Final resolution authorizes us to enter into basically our final agreement with ODOT to begin pedestrian and other safety improvements at Harshman and Beatrice and Harshman and Valley.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from the Deputy Mayor and a second from Ms. Fry. All those in favor of Resolution 26-R-3090.
I have a question about
I
this one. I'm so
apologize.
sorry.
Dang, I should have done that. Thank
No,
you.
that's
Go ahead.
okay. I just want to make sure I understand correctly that this project, it's been in process for a while, and we've already put upwards of 200,000 of grant and/or city money towards it, and if we don't do this and the project doesn't continue, then those funds are gone and wasted, and there could be repercussions from ODOT. Is that?
That's correct.
I understand correctly? Okay. That's it.
Any other questions or discussion members from members of council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Moving along, we have public comment for non-agenda items, and we've had a few slips turned in. The first one is Mr. Dan Tiefert of 18 Beatrice Drive.
Dan Tieford, 15 Beatrice Drive. November 5th of last year, I received a letter of censure from the city council. You all are aware of this. Every meeting since, I have requested a withdrawal of this letter. I have requested a comment from the city, the council, the law director, a yay or a nay. I have received no comment either way. I think that is bullcrap of the city, of the law director. I deserve, one way or the other, an answer to this letter. Look at me. I have been a citizen of this city for 40 years, a damn good citizen. I have been on every committee, every festival, done things for this city. And you guys censored me for being a very concerned citizen over some stuff that went wrong and still going wrong in my community. And you guys don't have the decency to give me an answer to a letter that I should have never received? I deserve an answer, one way or the other, but I deserve an answer. And I expect an answer. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Simon Smith of 2961 Guernsey-Dell.
How you doing?
Good evening.
I barely can hear any of y'all. Hard of hearing.
Okay.
But my concern is that I feel that we're being forced to a garbage contract, which obviously already took place. We're only allowed to have one can. Can't have our own cans. That's kind of weird. I have my own cans. The trash company should take my trash if I have more than one can out there. If I can't change that, then can we have an option to where the citizens could just cancel the trash plan and be able to take it to the dump on our own? It would save me a lot more money. I am on a fixed income. That's my concern. I just want to be able to have an option. With the Republic, they took my cans, no problem. Rumpke said it wasn't their rules, said it was y'all's rules, that we're only allowed to have one Rumpke can. We can have more than one Rumpke can. We can't have a toter that I paid $123 for at Home Depot. There's no difference in cans, so they're a little armed, they can grab it, they should be able to take it. If not, and usually I don't have more than one can sitting out there because it's just me and my wife. We have no children. Been here for almost 9 years. But we do host holidays at my house. And then that's when we have more than one trash can that we need to put out. I figured I'd buy my own cans because, well, with any other town that I've lived in before, it was cheaper for me to have my own cans. And I just want to have the option to either be able to set my own cans out there and for them to take it. I'm not asking for every week because every week I don't have 2-3 cans of trash. But, or just the option to be able to take my own trash up to the dump, just like anybody else in any other towns that has an option to. Any other utility, you have the option to not, to cancel it. Like, if you don't want to live with electricity, you don't have to have electricity. You don't have to have gas heat if you don't want it. You really don't have to have water. You can go out and buy water if you really want to, but I just want an option. And I think that would be a good for the city and the people.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
And that's all I'm concerned about. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Mr. Smith.
Can we at some point, because this has been heard, several times, and and I mean, we don't have to do so immediately, but as staff has time, can we look into what the cost would be to change that contract to allow us to use whatever cans we want, especially seeing that if the lid has to be completely closed? I've never had to use more than one trash can, but even with that rule, I'm squishing it down in there, let me tell you. So maybe we can at least look at that and just see what those prices would be.
I think that the city manager had a letter today from Rumpke.
Rumpke's, the contract's not open for renegotiation.
So
We
they
have to-
won't change
We
even
have to
if-
live with what we've got.
Well, that answered that.
Josh, if I could ask on Mr. Smith's behalf as well, if you don't know the answer to this question, that's fine, but do our citizens have the option to withdraw from service from Rumpke if they so choose to?
The contract is a franchise agreement for all single-family residences in the city.
Okay.
So that's part of how, when you do a trash contract, you get a lower competitive rate because the hauler knows they provide service to all of those customers. So the short answer is no. I mean, basically, they have the right to service all of those single-family residential properties because it's a franchise agreement.
And we have something in we have an ordinance or a resolution that essentially binds all the single-family residential units in the city to that service, the singular service.
Are you asking if there's a specific code section?
Well, the right that we have to bargain on behalf of the citizens.
I mean, yeah, and I'll loop Jim in here too, just to put him on the spot, but just as a general principle, yes. I mean, you as the city council can ask for services on behalf of all residents.
Right.
And in this case, trash is a pretty common example of one, and so that's how the contract is constructed.
Right, and to buttress off Mr. Manager's point, the consortium bid for the refuse collection was premised on all single-family residences receiving that service, so it's part of the consortium bid specifications. So it really is, it's not feasible to stray from those contractual obligations.
Right.
Thank you.
And I certainly appreciate the manager's point about the price we were able to get was based on the economies of scale that were achieved by all the single-family residential units being included.
I do maybe just want to add too that the council, a future council, this council, when this contract expires, would have the right to re-examine the nature of that contractual relationship. So in 5 years from now, if the council decides that the community would rather not have a single hauler and they'd like to adopt a model more like Beaver Creek or some of our neighbors where, you know, you could go pick your hauler, that's a decision that a future council could make. That also comes with a lot of trade-offs, in which case you lose a lot of the bargaining ability to negotiate lower prices. It tears up the roads a lot more than they're already torn up. There are benefits and trade-offs there. I just don't want people to get the impression that this contract lasts forever. It's a 5-year contract. So there are options and decisions a future council can make about service delivery at that time.
Okay.
Josh, one more thing. There is an option for citizens to be able to get a second toter, correct?
Correct. That does come with a monthly fee for the second either trash or recycle card.
Do you know how much that is off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, it's on the website.
Okay.
But yeah, it's out there.
Okay.
$19 per quarter.
Oh, sorry, Beth.
19 per quarter?
For a 65-gallon container, $19 per quarter. For a 95-gallon container, $21 per quarter.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Beth.
And next, we'll have Mr. Zachary Joseph of 1380 OB.
Not about chickens or trash. Zachary Joseph, 1380 OB Street, Riverside, Ohio, 45432. Mayor Williams, Deputy Mayor Brown, thank you for having, well, I guess I'm allowed to come here anyway. This is my first time coming back to this council since I left office, and I promise I should have plenty of time left over at the end of this speech. I'm here tonight because as quiet as I've been, I have been following along with what's happening. Josh Roush has provided tremendous work, has done tremendous work for the city over the last 4+ years. His decision to move on to the city of Hilliard is a loss. And it means this council will soon be navigating one of the most consequential decisions that this body is going to make likely in all of your terms. And I happen to know a little bit of something about this process because my very first task as a council member was before he's been sworn in, was invited back to the executive sessions to select the city's next city manager. So I want to tell you all briefly what I've been up to since I left this body in December. And over the last and why it's relevant now, over the last 3 years, I've been building something, and I'm happy to announce, really for the first time publicly, that I've built and trademarked a application right here in the city of Riverside, trademark pending, and it's called CAO 360, Chief Administrative Officer 360, right? And this, it's a governance technology platform designed specifically for the executive search, review, contract, compensation, and transition process. We live in a day and age where technology can be built at the speed of light, and I promise you that this application was not built in the abstract. It was built right here in these council chambers. Y'all give me 3 minutes. I'll keep this brief. First, without objection, I have a one-pager that I would like to present with you all today. And second, I know that you all will need to go through an executive search process eventually, and per Ohio Revised Code 2921.42A3 TLDR, I can't charge y'all until next year, but I put my foot in my mouth and put it on Facebook that I want to charge y'all until 2030. So my ask is, while Management Advisory Group is going to talk to me on Thursday, and I'm going to present this application to them on Thursday, the group that helped us hire Josh, I'd ask for you all that at the next council meeting, that if anything else, let me show you an application that was built right here in Riverside, present it for maybe more than 3 minutes to this council, and if you want to use this to facilitate reviews, to facilitate this process for you all, great. If not, that's business. But I'm starting this application regardless. I'm going to market regardless. I just wanted to present it here before I make any post first. And I'm really good at my timing, but can I bring this to you?
We'll have to discuss as a group, but thank you for bringing this up.
Thank you. Thanks, Zach. Also, yeah, there was all.
Okay, moving along to discussion items, and I'll turn it back over to the city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll actually turn it over to Chief Jackson just to talk very briefly about some of the grants that the police department are involved in at the moment. Take it away, Chief.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. I wanted to let you know what's on the horizon for us. I believe it's coming April or May, that these 3 grants probably will be coming up for us. 2 of the grants would help with school resource as far as prevention, crime prevention, and the other one is the COPS, which is community-oriented. I don't know if you know this, but our school resource officer does also help us in the community in the summertime. So it would help us a lot with the projects that he has started and where we'd like to go with our community. The other COPS hiring program would just assist us supplement with money for hiring new officers. We currently have 4 openings. 2 are earmarked with cadets, but we are also still looking for 2 more. Thank you for your time.
Any questions for Ange, or?
Just to quickly clarify, these are all just examples of grants that are, that the department uses to basically offset costs that are ongoing. So there's no local match, strictly speaking. These are monies that we can go apply for that help offset existing salaries, payrolls, things of that nature. So more just a heads up that it's just another case of where our department tries to be proactive with going to reduce our costs and reduce the burden on the taxpayer. And I want to thank Chief Jackson for all the work that her department does to try to keep those costs down.
Yes, thank you, Chief.
Have we been receiving these grants in the past, or are these new, will these be new?
These are the 3 new grants for us.
Great, awesome.
And again, it's just to help support that RSO, Officer Toscani, and for new hire?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Chief. And Public Service.
Next, I'll turn it over to Ms. Moore in the Service Department, who's got an update on our maintenance contracts. And Beth, I can't see you at all, but I will try to keep an eye out for, right, this monitor.
Too many monitors.
I know.
Put that on as
Oh,
much
hold
as
on,
we-
Beth, hang on. So this
Put it on
is,
flash
you
review.
know,
Too many
this,
monitors.
it's when you wear 15 different hats. Try now.
Okay, good evening,
Yeah.
Mayor and Council. Thank you for having me tonight. I wanted to bring to you just a brief update. I'll be awarding some bids at the upcoming meetings, and I thought it might be a good idea for you to get familiar with some of these maintenance contracts that we have so that you're familiar with what we do. So the first one is a concrete maintenance contract. We currently don't have a contract. I guess I should have mentioned up front, my team is very small. We have limited people. We have limited facilities in which to store equipment, and a lot of the equipment needed for some of this work is very specialized. So we are very strategic in what we do in-house versus what we contract out. So this first one, concrete, it's a service we need from time to time, and we currently don't have a contract. We'd like to have somebody on retainer that we can just call when the need arises to perform certain concrete tasks. So you'll see the bids open this week. We hope to award a bid first week of April. It will be a contract term of 3 years with 2 one-year renewal options. And you can see the scope. These are just standard items that a concrete contractor would do. Probably of note, the most important one would be ADA curb ramps, which are pretty much required whenever we touch a road. And those are very specific in terms of slope and all the ODOT requirements. So that is concrete. Next would be tree maintenance. My team handles smaller things, but from time to time, gosh, this week has been a good example of the crazy wind, spring storms. We can handle some things. We have a handful of chainsaws, but when something big happens, we need to call in a bigger contractor. So this contract would be supplementary to what we do on an emergency basis, or parks. There's a couple large dead trees that we need removed, things like that. The other big focus is right-of-way clearing, where we do pruning for line of sight, like at stop signs. Also for the school buses, RTA buses, trash trucks, just so they can navigate the streets, stay on their side of the road. So that's tree. Same thing, bids opening this week, 3-year term with 2 one-year renewals. All right, Josh. Guardrail, sign, and fence. We have a current contract with a company called Security Fence. They've been our vendor for 5 years. That bid opens tomorrow. These are guardrails, very specialized ODOT requirements, a special skill set to install these, from the anchors to the crash attenuators to what's required on a bridge terminal assembly. Think of the highway signs, Route 4, US 35. These are the large signs that require heavy equipment that we don't possess, very large mobilization for traffic control to even do that work. So that is what we're looking at for guardrails, sign, and fence. And the fourth one is our traffic signal maintenance. This is probably, when I look at the public works, the 34 years I've been in the business, this is the most evolved in terms of electrical and electronics, programming skills, PLCs, et cetera. We have a current contract that Security Fence also holds as contract currently. It expires this summer, and we are looking at the same thing, 3 years with 2 one-year renewables. And think of everything from the traffic signals to school flashing signs, you name it, anything that has electricity to it, this is what this contract covers. So that's 4 of them coming to you in April. Bids are rolling in this week, so that's very exciting that we like multiple bids, right? We won competitive bidding process, so it's looking good. But I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Which ones do we already contract out?
The guardrail one and the traffic signal. We're looking to add concrete and tree maintenance.
Thank you.
And Beth, is it fair to say that all of these services are specialized functions that we do not have in-house expertise to perform on a regular basis? Or
Specialized
capacity?
function, but specialized equipment.
True.
This equipment is very expensive, it's very specialized, and we don't even have room to store what we have on our current lot. So it does not make sense to go into that line of work when we can't even store the equipment needed to perform it correctly.
So the main takeaway here is that we'll get through the bid opening process, and then in April, and service contracts that need to be approved by council would come before council for those approval purposes, so. But just as a heads up, we've been throwing the lines out in the water to try to go get lowest and best bids for these kinds of services.
And it's all maintenance work, so it's as needed. And there's a lot of needs, so, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Beth? All right. Well, I just want to let folks know that there is a executive session planned.
Before we get there, Mr. Mayor, I do have a couple of things. Sorry.
Is it on discussion items?
No, but
We
I
did
have
A
to
and
jump
B.
in. I have to jump in with a few
That's why we're
things.
getting-
I know, right? I should have had other items, but I have two
We
quick
approved
things.
this agenda without other items.
I know, but I'm going to use my prerogative.
Going
It is my
rogue.
last meeting.
Exactly,
so,
he's
you
going
know.
rogue.
One quick thing. I'm going to throw it back to Beth, actually, just to talk about a sinkhole that I know folks are chatting about. If they're not, then they will be soon on Woodman. So Beth, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Just less than a week ago, after the last heavy spring rains, a major sinkhole appeared in the grassy median of Woodman. This is just north of Burkhart. Typically, you would investigate that by vacuum excavating it but we do not have a vacuum excavation truck, so we just looked at it superficially. So that, on the left-hand side, is kind of a picture of the hole. That is about 6 foot diameter, and it is less than 2 feet away from edge of pavement. By sticking the tablet just down in the hole and snapping a picture, that's the picture on the right. You can see that it's a corrugated metal pipe. This is a 32-inch pipe. You can see some like leaf debris in there, but where the muddy water rocks are, there is no pipe. So you can go to the next one. So the risk of, that's kind of a close-up picture. You can see on the edges where the pipe literally has just rusted away. So that's how a sinkhole forms, right? Water is getting under the pipe and eroding the soil around that pipe. Unknown installation date. The span across both lanes of Woodman, the grassy median, and the right-of-way is approximately 125 feet, and the depth varies from 2 to 5 feet below surface. And much of the bottom of the pipe is completely gone and rusted away. Okay, Josh. So upon finding this, we immediately began investigating options, and the options are repair versus replace. Repair, the primary repair option would be CIPP, cured in place pipe. It's a trenchless rehabilitation method. The benefit, minimal excavation, so the road doesn't get torn up, lawns don't get torn up, minimum interruption to traffic. It's a much quicker installation process, and it's typically less expensive. If the pipe can be saved and lined. The replace option would be an open cut excavation. It is the preferred method for pipes that are beyond repair. And the benefit is that you actually dig a trench. So we trench across the entire roadway. There'd probably be 5 different traffic pattern changes as we did it section by section in order to maintain the flow of traffic. But the good news, when you excavate, you actually can assure that the pipe is bedded properly. So we had a contractor for the cured in place pipe come out Friday. We are waiting from them their determination as to whether or not it's repairable and what that might cost. I also put just on the bottom of this slide, most people aren't familiar with CIPP, so if you're interested, there's a video link that you can watch for fun tonight. Pop your popcorn. And then also just another video link from a different municipality on traditional open cut trench method. So here's where we are. We're monitoring the sinkhole multiple times a day for severity, like especially after the rain we just had, keeping an eye on the size of it. We hope to hear by midweek this week a response on the feasibility of the repair from the CIPP contractor. If it is feasible, they'll provide us a quote. And then I would request that we have an emergency council meeting to enter into this contract. If we do, they perform the camera inspection, they design the cured in place pipe, and then they install it. It's spring, it's just the beginning of spring. My fear is that the sinkhole would grow larger and we would end up having to close lanes of traffic. So that's why I request emergency consideration. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So we'll be in touch as we know more as far as the feasibility of repair options and what those costs may be and how we may be able to pay for them. But as Ms. Moore stated, we're hopeful to have some more detail on that here later in this week, and then I'll be in touch with council about a special meeting. Part of the reason for a special meeting is this is one of those problems that quickly escalates, and the longer and the worse it gets, the more and more expensive it's going to be, and then we have to shut down lanes of traffic, and nobody wants to be in a situation where Woodman's closed. Yeah. So we're going to we're moving as quickly as we can to get the pricing and the remedy, and we'll be in touch with details.
I got a question. Is most of this infrastructure all put in at the same time? Has the other ones been inspected, or do we get open up a big, are there a lot more of these kind of problems in the city?
Steve, as we discussed when we were talking about our stormwater program, we don't have any GIS mapping data on it, so we have zero information as to when the assets were installed. We have not performed asset condition assessments. So acquiring a VacJet truck is typically the first thing you do because you clean and then you inspect. So that's kind of the start of that, but there are multiple sections of storm pipe with no documentation on installation or condition.
Thank you.
And we did talk about sinkholes when we were talking about stormwater, and we've had some in the past. So this is just another one that has popped up.
I think those of us who were here when Kmart was demoed and Kroger was being built, there was a phantom tile, pretty large one that was found underneath that 10-acre site that wasn't on a county map before. And sometimes these things pop up.
We have encountered those during this Woodman Phase 1 construction project as well. Tiles that have been paved and layered over that no one knew was there.
A couple other quick announcements, if I may. I know, I'll be quick, I promise. So the first thing, just folks who, if anybody wants or likes to visit City Hall early in the morning, we are going to close the lobby from 8 to 9:30 in the morning, basically for this week. We'll still have folks manning phones. This is because we're training people on the utility billing system. And it's just easier to get everybody in the same room for an hour, hour and a half, and do all the training together, especially since they're all going to need to talk to each other and follow the same processes, procedures. So that's just for this week. Lobby hours will resume as normal after this week. Another thing that kind of goes hand in hand with that we're looking at is moving to more of a core hours schedule, if you will, for city facilities. What I mean by that is if you visit 1791, you'll notice that they're open to the public from 8 to 4. If you come down here, we're open from 8 to 5. And then we're going to have different sets of hours that we're looking at as far as utility billing payments and when that desk will be open to take cash, but also allow time for cash handling. So one of the things we've talked about internally is standardizing our open hours to the public so that both buildings would be open from 8 to 4. And that way there's no confusion about one building being open later than the other. And that also gives our utility billing folks some time to cash their drawers, count their drawers out at the end of each day. So as we move forward with that, I'm sure Ms. Llewellyn and others will be in touch helping to get the word out once that all gets standardized. I did have a question from council about postcards related to stormwater and utility billing, just to throw it out there. So we have continued to do a lot of the back-end work with our providers that's needed to get those bills put together and to finalize the amounts and to cross-reference all the lists as far as who owns what properties and where those properties are. At this point, I think we should be able to get postcards out in April and ideally bills out a week or two after that. But we'll be in touch with more information on the timing of that as that unfolds and moves forward. But the plan is to mail something before the initial bills go out. Last thing I have is I just want to leave by saying that I know that, as we've talked about before, this is my last regular council meeting. Now we'll have maybe a special meeting or two before I'm fully out the door. But I did want to just say that it really has been a great privilege of mine to serve in this capacity over the last 4.5 years, working with all the dedicated people that have been on council, all of our talented staff. We've come a long way in that time, and just the sheer dedication and willpower, I think, just to try to help make this community better and help give back to the community and to the folks that live here has been at the core of our work. And I think we have a lot to show for that. It takes a lot of hands to do that. It's certainly not something that I've done by myself. And so I want to thank all the staff for all the hard work and effort that they've put in just day to day, running the calls, plowing the snow, doing all that work, because at the end of the day, that's what helps move this place forward. And one other final thank you to Jesse for volunteering to hold the steering wheel. Over the next couple of months, I know you're in very, very good hands, and I look forward to what this community does in the future. So thank you. That's all I got.
All right. We will go into executive session for the reason listed on the agenda after council member discussion and comment. So I will start off with Ms. Frida Patterson.
I don't have anything. Just Spring's not here yet, after what I seen coming in tonight.
All right. Deputy Mayor.
A couple things. First off, welcome, Jesse. Look forward to getting to know you and getting to work with you with these council members, and look forward to that opportunity. And to Josh, when I came on this council over 2 years ago now, I really, to be honest with you, was kind of clueless. I didn't know a lot about how this stuff worked, processes and stuff like that, but you, pardon the term, but dumbed it down in a way that I was able to fully understand and grasp. And to that, I'm really thankful for you for that. I appreciate that. And this being your last scheduled meeting with us, I know you're a big Star Wars guy, so I did wear my lightsaber tie just for you.
Well played.
And I just want to say thank you. And Riverside's a better place for having you in it for doing this job. So appreciate you, and know you're going to knock it out of the park in Hilliard. So God bless you, Godspeed, and couldn't end it a better way by saying, may the force be with you always.
Thanks, Andy.
You gotta follow that, Angel.
Very briefly along the same lines, Josh, thank you for making my transition easier by being available to answer all of my random questions and my odd meeting times around the other things I have going on. So I appreciate you being available for that and making sure that I have the tools I needed to be successful up here. And welcome, Jesse. I can't wait to work more together.
Well, none of us are going to top Andy, but I think, but none of us will. We don't have a lightsaber tie on. I think that we all appreciate what Josh has done for us. We got socks too? No one likes to try hard. In the minutes, I wanted to say no one likes to try hard, and I said it to the deputy mayor. Man.
Life's too short to not be extra.
All right, that's going to be in the minutes too. Katie's done. But I also want to make sure the community knows that Josh hasn't just been a city manager here, which is an incredibly demanding job, but I think that I've seen him as many times outside of the city, and I have a little bit of an advantage because our kids had gone to school together, but the number of times that I have seen Josh volunteering at community events, the number of times I've seen his wife, who has to take up a lot of the slack at home with their daughters, working at the school PTO and making sure things run correctly with their girls. And on top of that, Vicki and Josh have been incredibly active volunteers with St. Vincent de Paul and supporting homeless in our community and supporting causes like that. And I just don't know where he gets the free time. But I know that it's something that Josh and his wife prioritize. They want to see their daughters. They want their daughters to see them prioritizing service. It's not enough that he has a life of public service, but it's been very admirable, and I hope that the citizens of our community understand that running the city is an incredibly demanding job, and Josh has done that very well, but he's also found time to be a very good father and a very good husband and also a very good community member, independent of having that title. And I've seen him do it for the last 5 years almost at a number of different events, both at St. Helens and at Mad River Schools, and in our larger community with St. Vincent de Paul. So that's the Josh that we will miss dearly, Josh and Vicki that we'll miss dearly, that we've gotten to become good friends with and rely on as great members of our community, not just somebody who works here and does a good job with our budget. You did that too, but I'm really going to miss that guy, and I hope he's not a stranger.
Yeah, Josh,
Whatever, right?
Yeah. Obviously Hilliard's gaining a great guy. We're going to miss you here in Riverside. Thank you to your wife and your 2 daughters. 3 daughters. I don't know where I got 2 from. I apologize. I lost one there, sorry. I know that they make a tremendous amount of sacrifice. Working as a former administrator, I know the long hours, long nights, and their girls are young, and I know that there's a lot of sacrifice, but you do make time for them and you do care for them. We hear you talk and speak about them all the time, and they will know that and understand that. And as you move on to bigger and better things, I don't know if better things might be bigger, but we will miss you here, and we do appreciate everything that you have done here for us in our city. You do care about Riverside. You live here in Riverside, so obviously you do care about our city, so thank you. Jesse, we look forward to having you on board. Obviously, it's a great name, so that's a plus. So, but no, we look forward to having you start here in April and kind of picking up where Josh left off and then helping us with the search for a new city manager. So thank you.
All right, so I was thinking back about the years with Josh, and a couple of memories came to the top, and I vividly remember when you interviewed with us. And one of the many things that set you apart was how much eagerness and joy that you brought, that you saw a vision for Riverside, and you were so excited to bring that to fruition. And that joy has not left you since the moment of that interview. And I believe that's a big part of why folks are so happy to come to work here, and why this council has been working so hard to meet that energy and make that vision come to fruition. So thank you for all of your energy and your spirit and your joy. You've really made a difference here. And then also on a personal note, as with others, when you first started, you and I met, and one of the things I asked you was, can you help me be a better council member? I want to do my job well, and there's so much to this job, and when you're just elected from the community, you don't come in with all of the skills. And you, as Andy eloquently said, you helped us through that process, and you helped make us all better. So thank you for that, too. I will miss you. I've appreciated getting to know you. And I am jealous of the people of Hilliard who get to spend the next part of your career. But thank you so much. In other news, we have a blood drive next week. And I would just encourage everyone who is eligible to donate, consider joining the movement in Riverside to donate to the community in this way. It's very important. Folks who need it in the hospital from suffering from blood loss and accidents or from cancer treatments. The Bloodmobile will be here on Monday from 3 to 6. There are a lot of openings, especially before 5. And if you would like to donate, just go to donortime.com and look for the City of Riverside.
Is that Monday, the 23rd?
Monday, the 23rd.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Gaby?
Josh, just want to say thank you for everything. You welcomed me. You helped me with somebody that really don't know what the heck they're doing. And you've done a fantastic job with the hand you was dealt. The city's a lot better than when you entered. So thank you very much. Good luck, Jesse.
And look, they all said something made me look bad now. I'm going to say something that I said to you, not out in public, which was, oh, great, anytime I have to deal with you. Because I said, I can't get mad at you because of what Brenda said. Your enthusiasm, you always come across as being happy, no matter what's hitting you. And it makes people want to work with you instead of against you. So it has been, although time's been short, but I was having meetings with you as a resident before city council, and you've always been more than open for meetings, phone calls, text messages now, even at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, you respond back. And I too, thank you very much, and I wish you nothing, you and your family both, nothing but health, wealth, and happiness.
Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
All right. Do we have a motion to go into executive session for the reason listed on the agenda?
Motion to.
We have a motion from Mr. Maxfield and a second from Mr. Gaby to go into executive session for the reason listed on the agenda. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Maxfield?
Yes.
Mr. Gaby?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Fry?
Yes.
Ms. Angel Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Frida Patterson?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes, we're in exec at 7:25 PM.